Congratulations, Amos. Thank you. Our next O'Connor Award recipient is former U.S. Judge Jose Linares. Please welcome Frederick D. Misselli, who will introduce Your Honor. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Family members, colleagues, friends, we honor retired Chief Judge Jose Linares tonight, whose life and career in our state has been nothing short of extraordinary. Please indulge me for a moment as I tell you the story of what happened before his life began here. His father, the senior Jose Linares, was a member of the anti-Castro underground in Cuba. As the forces of evil inevitably drew closer to that family, they devised a pretext to leave Cuba by traveling to Jamaica for medical reasons. In a time of peril and confusion at the Havana airport, miraculously, clearance arrived, and the family boarded a plane, traveling first to Jamaica, then to Spain, and thereafter to the United States. When the Castro regime realized the error, they tried the senior Jose Linares in absentia, sentencing him to death. When he arrived in America with his parents and brothers, the 12-year-old Jose Linares did not speak English. He attended Immaculate Conception Grammar School in Montclair, where he took classes at night to learn English. He then attended Immaculate Conception High School, where he met and later married Gail, his high school sweetheart. They have 3 wonderful children, Joseph and Megan, both lawyers, and Eric, who is on the path to his career as an occupational therapist. When he entered the private practice of law, his first job was as a trial attorney at Horowitz, Ross & Simmons in downtown Newark. But within 2 years, he had his own law firm in Bloomfield. He was a highly ethical, conscientious, and fearless advocate, handling personal injury cases of all types, including product liability and medical malpractice. He was relentless in the fight for his clients, many of whom had no voice, and he became that voice for them. He also gave of himself to his profession. He was a member of the Supreme Court Model Jury Charges Committee and one of the original members of the Board on Trial Attorney Certification. He was also a member of his local ethics committee and a member and then president of the Hispanic Bar Association. His life as a judge began soon thereafter. He was nominated to the Superior Court and sat for 2 years as a trial judge in Essex County, when he was then nominated to serve on the United States District Court. He was always a lawyer's judge. In fact, he was a trial lawyer's judge. He never forgot what it was like to sit at the table in the arena. As a judge, he handled highly complex cases during his tenure, including patent cases, multi-district litigation cases, class actions, and securities fraud cases. His settlement skills, using his experience as a trial attorney, were prodigious. In his last years on the bench, he served as Chief Judge of the United States District Court of the District of New Jersey. He is both the first foreign-born judge and the first Hispanic judge to serve in that capacity. He is also the first Cuban-born judge to be a chief judge in the history of the United States. Now, as a partner at McCarter and English, he is once again doing what he always loved, whether as a skillful mediator or as an extraordinarily talented trial attorney. All of us that have been a part of the story that you have just heard continue to be inspired by it, for it is a story of both the promise of our profession and also the promise of our country. His life here could only have been an unimaginable dream to that 12-year-old boy who first came to this unknown land of opportunity more than 50 years ago. It is with great pride that we honor him tonight as a great trial lawyer that he worked so very hard to achieve and become, and as a great trial lawyer once again, Chief Judge Jose Linares. I'll give it to him, and then I just do it.
Thank you. Wow, that was, it was more than I expected. He wasn't as funny as the other guy, but boy, and you still laugh, and I'm not a judge, so you know that was funny. You know, you lose the funny thing. I want to thank, I got to recover from that a little bit, but I want to thank President Costello and this association for giving me this honor tonight. It's obviously something that is very dear to me. The fact that this award bears Jerry O'Connor's name, and I'll explain that in a minute. I also want to thank Drew and his committee for bamboozling this group into giving me this award. I appreciate that. I want to congratulate all of the other honorees here today because you're clearly deserving of these awards and you have earned it, and congratulations to you. I want to say thank you to all my friends that are here. I saw people that I try cases against and with here today, which was refreshing to me. I see a lot of friends from the bar. I see people from my days in the federal court. My dear, wonderful friend and mentor, Judge Kavanaugh. I say mentor because it makes it seem like he's a lot older than me. But he was a mentor and a friend and kind of helped me walk through the waters of federal court, which were very difficult for me because most of my trial work was done in state court, as you may be aware. I want to thank my family for being here, the beautiful and graceful wife, Gail Linares, and my two sons, Eric and Joseph. My beautiful daughter, Megan Linares, who's here as well. Eric's significant other, Mary Kay. My peeps from McCarter and English, Newton and Jay, and my partners who have been so very accommodating and welcoming at McCarter and English and have given me everything that I need to start this career again. I said that this award, and I will stay within the 4 minutes, I said that this award was very dear to me for a lot of reasons, and I want to enumerate at least 3 of those. First and foremost, of course, is because it bears a Jerry O'Connor Award name. I knew Jerry. I tried cases with him. I saw him try cases before me at the Superior Court in Essex County. And he was truly, truly a giant and something to behold. And when I started doing medical malpractice, I must admit I stole a lot of his depositions. I read transcripts of his cross-examinations, and he was someone that I really looked up to and really admired throughout my career. So to get an award that bears his name is special to me. It is special to get it from this association. I was a member of ATLA when I was a trial lawyer in my first life. And to be here now again, it's really awesome because this organization truly embraces the concept of social justice, and to receive it from this organization is very important. And thirdly, because a component of this award has to do with trial work, which I've always loved. I always thought of myself as a trial lawyer. I never thought of myself as anything else, and when I became a judge, that was a difficult transition for me. And frankly, I never lost the desire to be a trial lawyer, even when I sat on the bench, and I had to bite my tongue not to say objection, or or to watch someone maybe let a witness, ask an open-ended question in cross-examination and letting the witness go on. What are you doing? Or letting an expert get away because you don't ask him a yes or no answer. And I never really lost it. And when it came time to retire, I had put in my time over 16 years in the federal court. I had to give it a lot of thought. Was I going to go out and do, mediations and arbitration, a very noble endeavor, which a lot of our judges do, or whether I was going to also, in addition to that, go back to the practice of law. And it was that burning desire to make me do that. I think that social justice is something that is embodied by this organization. Social justice is a concept of fairness. It's a concept of fairness between an individual and its society and those that govern them. And trial work is what truly protects that and makes it persevere. It's a concept, the concept of trial work, trial by jury goes back, you can date it back to the Magna Carta. And you can talk about it, and it has been talked about. There was, trying to think of his name, I think it's John Fortescue, was the chief of the King's Court, and back in 1648 said it was the trial by jury is what preserved liberties, and it was the best way to find truth. And that was back in 1648. That's old. That's older than Kavanaugh, if you think about it. And that's a concept that's been around for a long time, and that you, the members of this organization, you that toil in the vineyards of trial work, day in and day out, help serve, protect. And you should really be proud of that and be proud of what you represent. Rick, I cannot thank you enough. That was an amazing, amazing introduction. I think of Rick as a brother. He spoke today like if he was my mother. Like that mother, brother, it's like a poet thing. You know, but anyway, Rick, thank you very much. That was amazing. That was amazing. I really appreciated that. I didn't expect that. And you kept it within 4 minutes. And I think my 4 minutes are up. But the fact that I'm getting this award tonight for all of the reasons I just indicated makes it truly special. Thank you. I will never leave it down if I forgot to mention her. This is my granddaughter, Adelina, who was thrilled that she was coming to a palace because she's the princess of the family.